We have Dr. Ashish Jha joining us now, the director of Harvard Global Health Institute, for some answers, some scientific answers to all of these problems, which have now become political problems between governors, school leaders, as well as mayors and other local leaders. First of all, let's talk about what's happening. These one set of results from Palm Beach County about children. Do we think that this is reliable, and is this a warning for elsewhere that besides the Kawasaki syndrome, that there is a real problem about test results coming back positive for kids?
Yeah, so Andrea, thank you for having me on. I'd say a couple of things about kids and where we are. Those numbers are very high and higher than we've seen in many other places. I don't question that they're real, but here's how I think about kids in general. People have been making a big deal about the fact that they get sick less often than older adults, and that's true. And that is a good thing. That's been a silver lining. But that is not the same thing as saying kids never get sick at all. And what we're learning is that sometimes kids do get sick from this virus. And in general, as a parent of 3 kids, I have to tell you, I'm looking at all the science, I don't want to be that cavalier that it's no big deal at all for kids, because I think for many kids may end up being an important issue to consider.
What metrics would you look at before deciding whether or not to reopen in-class schooling for our children, toddlers as well as teenagers?
Yeah, this is a source of some frustration for me, because I think we have a pretty good scientific approach to how to open up schools. It just feels like we just can't seem to gather up the political will to try to do this. The 2 sets of things are needed. One is you got to suppress the level of virus in the community. Florida, like most of it, probably cannot pull it off just because of the level of virus. Second is you've got to get the schools ready. You've got to improve ventilation. You got to put in spacing and distancing. There's a lot to do here, but I feel like we're kind of failing our kids. We're punting and just letting schools close down for the fall, when I was hoping we'd put in the hard work to actually get schools open safely.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.